Hi guys, I wish to take you through a comprehensive tutorial on how to come up with a clock in, clock out or check in, check out system that can be used in the entrances or in a gate or at the school gate, at the residential gates or any other premise that may require visitors to check in and check out. I had done a skeleton on this, but I want us to have a comprehensive. Therefore, in this tutorial, the difference with the other one is that I have improved in that if somebody clock in today and tomorrow and the next day, the time in, time out, and date are recorded separately in that you can produce a comprehensive report of each and every person's daily attendance. And therefore, I will include a situation whereby if I may demonstrate, this is 23rd and we are in week 1, we are in day 4. And if I capture this, it is kept in the system. Therefore, if I update the day here by double clicking on the update query, then I update the 124 records I have that way. Then I refresh. You realize that it has taken today's date, Saturday. Today is on Saturday, according to our time zone, 27th of March, year 2021. And therefore, this guy here, 76-1, has arrived at, that is around 8:41, that way. Then, this guy also has arrived the same time, 8:41. Also, this one arrived 8:41. Also, this one arrived at 8:41, that way. Then let's assume these guys will leave at 5. Therefore, you also include that this one left, was just assuming, and the others remains the way they are. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at this edge here, you realize that we are in day 5, week 1, and we have captured this. Therefore, if I just tab these ones that way, that is day 5. Let's go to the next day, that is on Sunday. Now tomorrow, let's assume tomorrow has arrived. Therefore, I update my query. Then I refresh. Therefore, you realize that this one is day 6 here, but the date has not changed since it is taking the system's date. But in case we need this one to change, we can just effect that. Therefore, for instance, now let's just put that one manually. That is in March. We just put that one, this guy, that is tomorrow. We just force the system since it is it should not update date to tomorrow because tomorrow has not arrived. Therefore, this guy, I'm just demonstrating for you to see how it works. This guy this time round arrived at 9:41. Also, this one arrived at 9:41. That way, then I can just make sure that one is entered. Therefore, let's go to the table and see what happens. If I go to this table, ladies and gentlemen, you realize that this guy in day 6, that is on 28th, arrived on 9:41 p.m. But the same guy, if you are keen, the same guy somewhere else, you see that is, there is another day, that is was day 3. This guy on 22nd arrived at 8 a.m. The same guy on 15th of March arrived at 8 p.m. and left at. Therefore, in nutshell, the system is complete in that it can duplicate as this guy guys come or report at their job position or job offices, they are actually recorded as it is expected. Therefore, I'll be taking you through how now to come up with a comprehensive check-in, check-out system that will make sure that you can track each and every day's whereabout of somebody without actually messing up with the current fed data. Therefore, let's do that one from scratch. Child table. Therefore, we just go to design. Then we have our serial number. Our serial number. This is the auto number. Sorry. Then we have the ID number. The ID number. Then we also, this is the primary key. Then we shall have the employee. We also have the job title. Then we can have the date, then week, then time in and time out. We can also have the comments. Then we shall have this is the employee table. You can have the we can just call this one, okay, let it remain that way, week, then day. Then this one is date and time, sorry, this is text, this is number, this is date and time, that way, day. Yeah, good. Then we save this one as employee. We can just save this one as employee, that way. Then we create another table. Just go to create, design, the last table. We have the serial number. We can have the serial number, which is auto number and the primary key. Then you can have this is for, we can have just a prefix D to implicate duplicate table. For this is number. Then we can have the week. This is number. You can also have the D date. This is date and time. You can have the D time in, date and time. You can have D time out, date and time. Then you can have the D comment, and then you can have the D day, that way. Therefore, this is D comment, this is D day, this is number, this is okay, just fine. Therefore, I can just call this table duplicates, that way. Therefore, so that you can have that is the parent table and the duplicate table. Then from there, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to copy paste some data. I had done that. Therefore, we are only now left with these other fields. Therefore, we have the ID number, employee, job title, date, blah 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 blah, that way. Then from here, we need to come up with an update query. We need to have an update query that will actually be comprised, that will comprise fields from the parent table. Therefore, just go to design. We use the employee table. We need to have that is the day. We also need to have the date here. Then we go to design, then hit update, so that we can have an update query. You see now there is a field called update to. Therefore, for this one, we shall just come here to this point and say day, that is day plus 1. We want the day plus 1. For this one, we want it to update the dates. Therefore, we want it to, when we hit it, updates the date field to today's date. Therefore that's how it's done. Then this one can just call it update days, that way. Therefore you can see this is an update query, the way it looks like. Then we go back to our employee table, check the day. The day should be number, that one should be number. Then also for the duplicates feed, the D-day, this one should be number. Also you are putting 1, 2, 3, week 1, week 2, day 1, day 2. Also we make sure that the week is number that way. Then after having done that, we can now go ahead and create a query. You can go ahead and create a query. If we just go to create, then we go to query design. We have our two feeds. We have the mother table, the child, parents are the child. Then from here we need to create joins. Therefore we take that one to that, double click, then include all employee, that is child, sorry, parents to child, date, that one goes to that one. That one is all, we are including parents to child. Then week goes to week. We use option 2, employees, so that the arrow looks or faces that one. Then this one also we do the same. Timeout, D timeout, we do the same. Or employees. Then day goes to day. Day goes to day also. Comments goes to comments. Ladies and gentlemen, why I'm doing this is to make sure that whatever is captured from the parent table is duplicated here, so that when I update, the records, the previous records remains here, but this one is updated. Therefore, if I click on day 1, it becomes day 2. The previous records of day 1 are still left here, as this one is updated to the next data. Therefore, we then drop these ones. Remember, we have to create our query that way. Then we have to ensure that our data is correct. Then we have the serial number, day, week, date. Have to ensure that everything is keyed in to avoid parameter error. And then I save this one, can just call it master, then can just test it. There we are, can see our query is working. Then after having created our two main queries, we can now proceed to come up with our main form. Let's go to create form design. Alternatively, you can just go to which feeds. Therefore, let's just go to that one. Before we go to hit this, then we can just have a form. Let's just go to form wizard. Then we are using master. We can set everything. Next, we want it to be tabular. Next, can call it master, finish. Therefore, as the wizard create for us the query, the form. Therefore, this is our form. Now we need to modify the form to look exactly as we wish. Therefore, we go to design. I don't need the serial number. I remove the serial number. Then on the other hand, I want these ones to have this height. Therefore, I just go to design. I go to design, then I go to properties. Then I can check the height of that one. I copy the height. Then I want these ones to have the same height. If I can just go to this point here, drag my mouse over all the way until I get to the last one. I get to the last field here. that way. Then I go to design, go to properties, go to where it is, I paste that one. Good, there we are. Therefore, you can realize that all text boxes, sorry, AI, all our text boxes have taken that height because that is whatever I wanted. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's format and edit we edit our form to look exactly the way we want. Therefore, I want to bring these feeds from here. Can remove this. Can remove this. I want to bring these ones on this other end. As I delete these ones, I don't require this. Therefore, I don't require all of those ones. And therefore, I can bring these ones this way. Now, there is this point whereby I want these ones to be placed on top of these ones, but the feeds from the duplicate from the child table should not be displayed. Therefore, these ones I can just make them invisible. Just going to design, then properties, then visible. This point here, visible, no. I don't want them to be visible. Then I save. Therefore, I just place them somewhere since I don't want them displayed. We can just reduce them in size. I don't want them displayed. If I can just place them anywhere, I can just place them anywhere because they will be referenced by the Microsoft engine, so they must be here. They must be somewhere here, though they will not be displayed. Therefore, we can format this format. Go to this, put bold. Can do the same to the heading format. Just make them bold. Then can just now pull this up to that point. Then we run our form. Therefore, this is how our form looks like so far. We also now need to format up here so that we can be in a position to hide the comments. We only need them when we require them. Also put a heading here and also display a day. If you are on Tuesday, it should read Tuesday up here. Therefore, we do that. Go to the sign view, then go to something like this, timeout, time in. Good. Therefore, this is our date. We can just pull this downwards so that we can pull these ones also downwards. We also need these ones to move. We can move them using the arrow keys. Then we can just go to design, take a label. Then we can have our title here. This is our check. Can just hit clock in, clock out system. Then go to format. Can increase that one that way. Then we can give this one a bit of a nice color. We can also change this one to something different. Therefore, if now I run my form, this is what I have so far. Now let's include the day we are operating here. Therefore, we go back to our query. We go to design view, go to our query here, our query master. Right click, go to design view, then go to the last field here. Right now, I want us to use the date. This field here, date, I copy it. Then I want to turn that date to a day. Therefore, we go and do that one. Therefore, up here, take this, go, then can just call it by day. Can call it anything. Then format, we are formatting this one. We are formatting a field called, we paste it there. We are formatting that field date. then comma, in terms of date. Therefore we have D. We want 3 D's there. Therefore this is the format, this is the formula. Therefore if now we run this one, if we assign, we key in a date, like now, if we update this, when we go to our employee, you see now our date today has been assigned. That means if I go to my query master, you see now today is on Saturday. It has converted this date here to a day, and therefore when I come to my system here, design view this way, I will just come to add existing feed, then I pull this by day here so that I can get Tuesday, Wednesday. Therefore this one I can just call it day, then increase the font format the way you have done to the others. But therefore if I run, you see now it will show me that I'm working on Saturday. Therefore I'm on Saturday, and therefore the date here will be Saturday's date. Therefore I can just reduce the size of this. I can just do something with this one so that our date removes that hash error. Therefore you see we are on Saturday, but if again we update this one, you'll definitely get that tomorrow when tomorrow reaches, just double click this, then it will automatically change this one to Sunday and update Sunday's date here. Therefore that is something we had not done in our previous video. Therefore then I also want this one to be blue. I want this one to be blue. Therefore I just go to this point here, shape, then we can just have it, just give it some color close to whatever we have here. Therefore when now I run, therefore I just have my Saturday displayed there. Therefore the next point, ladies and gentlemen, is to ensure that when I tab this or refresh, the data is duplicated here. Therefore that one is done using a code. Ladies and gentlemen, let's proceed. We want now to make sure that this data of daily progress is saved here. Therefore we go to design view, then we go to one of these. Like now you can just hit the date, then go to design, then go to properties, then we go to event, then we want on roast focus, this one on roast focus, then we go to event procedure and hit these 3 dots. Therefore it shall be taken to the code window, and I want us to write the code here. Therefore we shall write our code. We have we usually have the child equals to the parent, and therefore we shall just have the something like date, that is the date fields, equals to date, that is from the other one. Then we shall have the week, that is the week, equals to week. Then we shall have the d timeout equals to timeout. Then we shall have d time in equals to time in. Then we shall have comments, that is d comment equals to comments. Then we shall have the d day from the child equals to day, that is from the other one. Then ladies and gentlemen, there is no need of typing this again. You just copy this, then you just go changing. Like now this one was for date, therefore this one becomes for the week, and therefore we shall have for the week, that is for the week. Then we go ahead, paste it again. Now this one becomes, we head for the date for the week, this one becomes for timeout, and for that case we shall have timeout that way. Then you can copy now this one, we paste it down there. Then this one becomes for time in. Then we have comments, we paste that one, this becomes comments. Then the last one, day, that is on roast focus for the day. Therefore this one is for the day. What I'm doing, I'm assigning this code for each and every one of these. Therefore I have started with the date, week, timeout, time in, comments, and then the day. Then after having that, therefore this is the code. Remember, you will have this database on my website, whichidon.co.ke. The address are just below this video. Therefore don't worry much, I will have to give you this code. Therefore after doing that, we can just go to this one and save. Just go to this one and save. Then we can try to go to our employee, this one. Therefore let's assign this one as week 1 and this one as day 1. Therefore you can just use Microsoft Excel, and then we can so that we can speed up the process. Instead of typing 111, we can accomplish this using Excel, whereby I can just type 1, just type 1, then I autofill that one, copy, go to access, that is week 1, paste there, that way. Then go to the same day, paste the same, that way. So now we have day 11, week 11, so that when we go to our system here, we shall have week 1 and day 1. Then we can also assign a button here to hide the comments. We only need them when we need, we only get them when we need to comment. Therefore we can remove this and change this one to, we can just have a toggle button here. Then we call it show comments. For show comments, you can have show stroke hide, hide comments. Therefore we have this button, go to design, properties, then on click event, of this button here, we want comments dot, that is dot visible equals to true. But on our road form event, we need that one to be off. When our form roads, we should not see this. Therefore we go again, design, properties, then we go to up here and choose form. Therefore we go to event on road here, on road event here, we paste that one, but this one should be false. Therefore when our form roads, we shall not see the comment, but when we click on that button, we shall see the comment displayed. On the other hand, when we double click this one, it should hide the commands. Therefore you just go again, design, then go to event on double click here, this one, hit the 3 dots, then paste this one, therefore should be false also. When we double click, should hide that part. Therefore we go and run our form. Therefore you see, when we wrote, our comments are hidden, but when I click, I get the feeds so that I can comment, but when I double click, again it is hidden. Then from there, let's try to see whether our system will be working. Therefore, for now, you can see this one has it's empty. There is nothing in the duplicates table. Therefore, you can just have, we have 27. Therefore, you can just capture this. We can just type, let's just see this one, record set is updatable. Therefore, I need to debug that one. I go to design, go to form here, then go to data. Then this part, ladies and gentlemen, always set this one to inconsistent updates. Therefore, that's where the error was. Therefore, now I can be in a position to capture. Therefore, this guy arrived at 8 a.m. We can also change this one to short date. This one, go to design, property, go to format here. We choose it to short time. Save that one. I'll also do the same to the casing. This one, change this one format to short time, then save so that we avoid the hash error. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Then this one arrived at 9:41. This one arrived at 10 a.m. Then this guy is expected to leave at 4:52. Then this one will be expected to leave at 6:45. Then this one will be expected to leave at 8 p.m. Let's just still have 7 p.m. Therefore, if now I tab this one that way, ladies and gentlemen, there we are. You see it has been captured in my system, but still there is some part, this part here, this part, D number has not yet been captured. Therefore, there is something we need to do on the code so that this one can also be captured as expected. Therefore, let's fix that. We go to our code here, go to design, then view code. We check what is wrong. Yeah, you can see that field is not included in the code. That's why it cannot be, it's not available. Therefore, you have the ID number. That is the ID number. This one is D. That is D number. D number equals to that one. Therefore, we forgot that. Therefore, you copy this and paste it to the other codes. Paste it somewhere in the other codes so that we can be in a position to make sure that everything is working fine. I'm just pasting, copy pasting. Therefore, that field was not there. Therefore, when I save this one and then we go to this feed, we delete this. Therefore, for this case, we can just tab this one again that way. Then we go to duplicates. Therefore, you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that one has been captured. But comments, we have not commented anything. Therefore, we need to right now comment this guy is punctual. This guy is good guy. Keeps time. That way. Therefore, if we have this one tabbed that way, then you can hide our comment. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this data has been captured where in our system, exactly as we have done. Now, let's go to another day. We want to update our system to another day, but just mark that the dates, we can only force the dates because our system should work with today. Therefore, I'll just force the dates for that case. Therefore, we just update this one. But before we do that, we add a refresh button here. Therefore, go to design, go to this part here. You take the command button, then draw, go to record operations, form operations, then refresh form data, finish. Before you have our refresh button, go to this part here. Therefore, you have our refresh button, and for that case, now we can also include the update button here. If we go to design, take the command button, draw it here, then go to miscellaneous, then go to run query, next, updates, next, then here we just say update days, finish. Therefore, you have a update button here, format. You also do as we have done to the others, that way, ladies and gentlemen. Then you can also change the color of this button. I'm going to properties, back color, you can have it as red. Back color to be black. Okay, it has taken white instead. Therefore, that button can remain that way. This is our update button. Therefore, if I hit this button, it will run this query here, and therefore, when now I refresh, you see that my day, I am in day 2, but still in week 1. And that means that we can also go ahead and create an update query for the week, so that when it reaches Friday, on Monday, the following week, you just click on it. Therefore, we are now in day 2. Therefore, these guys, for example, arrived at different times now. This one arrived at 9, but this one now was in morning shift, arrived earlier. Also, this one was in the morning shift, therefore arrived earlier that day. Therefore, now, if we just go to this part here, we can just remove the comments since we want to see whether this system is working. Okay. Therefore, we remove the comments. The comments are empty. Then now we tab this. This is for day 2. And therefore, when we go to duplicates table, you realize that this record is for day 2, and this record here is for day 1. Therefore, the system has separated these two. Therefore, you can see this one are for different days. We can extract records for day 2, and we can extract records for day 1. Like now, we can still go ahead and let's change the time here. Let's just change the time. Change time. If we just change time from our system to change time. Therefore, we change to 28th. Change. Therefore, our day, we are now on Sunday, tomorrow, according to my time zone. And therefore, for that case, now let me update my system. Now that you see I am on 27, I want the system to go to tomorrow. Therefore, I'll update this one that way. You see, ladies and gentlemen, therefore it has updated to day 3, 28th, but I'm still in week 1. And therefore, if now I capture data for these guys, this one, it should be captured again. Therefore, after doing that and refresh, when we go to this part here, ladies and gentlemen, you see I'm right. We are now having a record of day 3, for these guys on 28th. Therefore, if I again update my system to 29 and feed different data, you'll get that the data is captured differently, and therefore my system is 100% complete, because I can be in a position to now extract forms. I can reports. I can be in a position to extract reports according to date. Like for instance, if I want a report of a certain date, you can just go to duplicate this query here, copy, then paste. You can just call it daily reports, and therefore I just go to daily reports, design view, then let's just remove this, and therefore I can just go to where the dates is here, then I just say enter date, that way, enter date. Therefore when I run this query of mine, you see it will ask me enter date. Then I can type I want record for date 8th March 2021. Therefore I'll be given records of the guys on that date. Then I can display them on my report. Therefore, in nutshell, that is how you can come up with a complete system, that is of clock in and clock out system, using Microsoft Access. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, remember to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, you can comment, and also you can download this database for exercise or for practice purposes from my website. I have dropped the URL just below in my description below this video. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. See you in my next session.